intention, duality versus omnipresence. There's a dualistic nature about it, yet they are interconnected. The reason why I even decided to discuss this is because the dimension that we are currently in kind of requires us to be able to be flexible in our perspectives. Some people do not have access to certain realities, therefore they're limited. So it's easy for them to place others inside of a limitation. I speak of words, concepts, even when we use graphs or anything visual, anything physical, like you see me using now, kinetic. We are all learners in different ways, and we are all here for a different reason. One example would be that sometimes it's difficult to be spiritual and be able to translate communication from higher realms to lower realms, because the information that you receive from higher realms is more expansive, and it requires it to be kind of placed inside of a box for massive comprehension. Let's put it that way. So in other words, one example that I would use is, let's say we have two groups that are competing against each other. Maybe let's use something innocent so it doesn't sound so vicious and savage, like the politics. Anyway, so each group actually carries a certain signature, I would say. We're going to say that, right? So each group carry a signature. They have an agreement amongst each other about why they're here and what they want to experience this lifetime together as souls. Sometimes they experience an ascension together, and other times they experience a descension together. So what I will say is this: when I use any type of words or concepts or images or anything, it's really to describe an energy. Like yesterday, I actually posted something around this lady from Lightgrow, and to pretty much try to get into investments, okay, to learn. Again, everybody need to understand that we are all here to learn, okay? All of us, all right? And we're here to grow, and we learn that through experience, okay? So let's get back to where I was going. Two different teams, two different signatures. Both of them are competing for the spot, okay? Let's hope that this competition is a healthy one, right? The whole point of the matter is this. Both are fighting for the seed. But if they're fighting within their groups, and then they're using energy to fight the other group with the negative energy that they formulated within their group, it's a losing match. People fear war. People fear death. But the reality is that this right here has been happening before time. And because we are where we are, as far as dimension-wise, on a physical level, we will experience this chaos. We will experience, opposition clashing. But for those that know truly in their heart, they know that we are literally one conscious, and that some of us are living in our shadows, and we don't recognize the presence of universal energies and universal laws. And I gave an example of that yesterday when I posted this lady that I was speaking to about investments. Her ego was just too crazy, but her ego represents an energy, okay? Her unwillingness to help me the way I wanted to be helped shows her domination over my energy. Her sarcasm about my walk in life, even though that was her starting pitch when she decided to be my account manager, to transfer or to build on funds. That was her pitch line. And yet she utilized that afterwards to discredit me or to try to make me feel bad about my walk because I was asking for somebody that was more emotionally intelligent and wasn't egotistical. But remember, this conversation took place after I asked her numerous times to just talk to me twice a week and answer my questions. It bothered her that I did not want her to continuously give me a spill and demean me and acting like she had to phone speed me. It's so weird. We will be experiencing various different weird activities, and that's just the truth. The veil is thinning, if you haven't figured that one out yet. We're going to be experiencing more paranormal activities. We're going to be experiencing what we perceive as chaos, but I mentioned that sometimes things have to be broken down, or it has to be infiltrated in order for the structure to withstand a little bit better. Like a house, you know. Some houses, you can repair the house and you can just do a couple of repairs, even if it's a really, really old house. And then there's some houses, especially if they're wood or whatever, that lasted for so long, the wood is so decrepit that it really just needs to come down. And sometimes you even have to dig inside of the earth. So if you want to build a new house, you know, to make sure that the structure is different and more sturdy. And that's just where I want to go with this. So when you see chaos, you have to understand that it's more so a reconstruction, a reconfiguration. A lot of things are taking place on an energetic level that a lot of people are not worried about or not even conscious of. Let's just keep it above. So for those that signed contracts that deal specifically with politics or deal specifically with science or deal specifically with spiritual growth, all of it is really interconnected, but all of us have our specialties is what I would say. So I pretty much choose to leave people with their specialties. If I can help in some kind of way, I'm cool with that. If they could help me, I'm cool with that. This is about, you know, collective consciousness, and that's just the truth. And we're not going to all agree every single time, but the objective is really to get to a space where we are functioning at a higher state of consciousness than previous states. That's it. We could shoot for the stars, but if we could take one step towards a higher state of consciousness, we got this. Love, peace, one consciousness. Okay, people.